Hello everyone, this is Anita at Studio 1.6. Today we will be drawing human figure. I have combined examples from Charles Bargue drawing course and Anatomy for the Artist by Yeno Barsai. I also made this tutorial for you to understand human proportion. You can print it out and have it as a reference when you are drawing your figures. So I like to start drawing my figures by marking a light line on top of the head and where feet touch the ground. Now you can divide this in half, and each of this in another half. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 equal measures. Now divide each of them again in a half, and you'll end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 measures. So the hips will be halfway. Okay, so halfway from top of the head to where the feet touch the ground. Head will take about 1 or a little bit more than one measure, and the 8 measure proportion was created during the Renaissance, and it represents idealization of human proportion. Only few people, like very tall people, would have 8 heads that you can fit inside the body, but it could be also 7. For a child proportion it would be only 5, and for a baby proportion it might be just 3, so head and body, right, if it's a baby. So once you have this, you can connect the neck with a head with the pelvis, right? So here sometimes the spine is straight, but here it's a little bit curved on the right, and you can already do this. Okay, and now it's very important to position the shoulders and hips correctly. As you see, shoulders here are horizontal, completely horizontal, but hips are diagonally positioned. So you're gonna get that line correct right now. If you draw vertical right from the chin to the heel here, okay, it seems that the heel will come right under the chin, right? So that will create this leg, and the other one is a little bit like this. Okay, the hands, this one is for shortened hands, so it looks shorter, but actually the hand should be as long as halfway between hip and knee. So you can put your own hand down and see how far you can touch your leg here, somewhere here. So it would be great if you could do some gesture drawings before as a warm-up. Gesture drawing is a quick drawing. It's typically, you don't want to spend more than few minutes or even few seconds on one pose, and you should try to focus on capturing the essence of the pose. A gesture drawing could be just a couple of curved lines which indicate the gesture. So it could be something like this. Really looking what is really important about this figure and really quickly trying to capture that. So the benefit of gesture drawing is that you can be more relaxed about your results. It doesn't matter if you make a mistake. A gesture drawing is not meant to be a finished drawing. You will not be using eraser. If you make a mistake, you will just learn from it and trust that your next drawing will be better. The more issues you encounter and resolve, the more you will learn, and you will learn a lot in a relatively short period of time. If you make it your goal and draw a few gesture drawings every day, it's best to do it from life. You can just draw a member of your family as they sit, cook, watch TV, play, etc. So gesture drawing might start somewhat as a stick figure. But you also want to capture some movement and action, so make sure to include some curves. Don't think about details at this point. You just want to look at the big picture and see which lines really define the pose. You also want to loosen up your marks and let go of the desire to do too many details. Gesture drawing are not about details, but rather the pose, form, and movement of the figure. Some teachers recommend doing a bit further, going a little bit further with relaxing. You can first draw with your non-dominant hand. So I usually draw with my right hand. So if I draw with my left hand, obviously not gonna be that good, but that's a nice exercise. Also, drawing in a continuous line without lifting your pencil off the paper helps. Try to make your marks to come from your shoulders or elbows instead from your wrist. All this will help you relax about your drawing and really capture the essence of the movement or whatever it is that best describes the pose you're working on. If you are interested in going a step further in drawing human figure, you could start studying human anatomy. I included several examples from this book, Anatomy for the Artist, by Jenő Barsai, who was a professor of applied anatomy at Budapest Academy of Fine Arts, and here's what he wrote about how important this study to artists is. Anatomy, so far as it is concerned with the knowledge of the bones and muscles of the human body, is an indispensable foundation for any artistic portrayal of human beings. Without such knowledge, it is impossible to observe with understanding the various attitudes, positions, and movements of which the human body is capable, up to and including those which reflect emotion. This knowledge not only aids study of the body at rest, but also helps in capturing rapid movements and fleeting changes of expression. Even with the assistance of a trained model, one cannot paint these facial and bodily appearances if one lacks any knowledge of anatomy. So remember, with this lesson, you probably don't want to start with an elaborate drawing of a human figure, but rather do many quick sketches and gesture drawings and study the proportion scheme before moving on any longer studies. As Pablo Picasso said, in drawing, nothing is better than the first attempt.